It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's 7 p.m. in New York City. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio, and this is America's Podcast. What's the buzz? I'm joined again. God help me. I am joined again each and every week by Amelia Chapman, the pitbull, the irrepressible pitbull of What's the Buzz. Probably. How you doing, Amelia?
Doing a lot better. How are you?
Oh, man, you don't even want to know. I thought I was going to have a show tonight, and I realized it's, what the heck happened to our little menu over here? See, we broadcast on StreamYard for our video people. Thankfully, we have, our radio audience that's always with us. But our friends at StreamYard revamped everything and anything they could revamp.
Right.
And we ended up with a little bit of a dilemma because I thought I had lost all my stuff tonight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, remember we were going through that tonight.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we got everything back. My blood pressure came back down. I'm feeling good. Everything's good. We got somebody in our chat. Hey, Leon's here. Look, hey, Leon, how you doing? You and Rosie. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Right.
Leon and Rosie. They usually have to hang out with us on like a wrestling show. By the way, we're doing the Chris Benoit episode. That's the last one I'm doing. Done. After that, we're done. I don't care if this show goes an hour or 5 hours. That's the last fucking Benoit show I'm doing.
That's what he said 2 shows ago.
What happened? What are you babbling about?
That's what we said 2 Benoit shows ago.
We said, yeah, we've done how many? Oh my God,
I've counted 8 so far.
8, yeah. She's not even lying.
No,
8 of them. Crazy conspiracy. Yeah. Speaking of conspiracy stuff, are you ready for this?
Yes.
The state of California says they found the Zodiac. They say
what?
We talked about him on this show.
Yes,
I named him.
Yes, you did.
Arthur Lee Allen. Mm-hmm. California says that's their guy.
Yay!
The problem is Arthur Lee Allen died like how many years ago?
Oh gosh.
10?
At least. More.
Yeah, Arthur Lee Allen died a long. How long has he been gone now, Amelia?
Oh gosh,
Arthur Lee Allen, the Zodiac. So. That's who they say. Hey, the Zodiac is that's Arthur Lee Allen.
And all you did.
He had the means.
Proof.
Yeah, he had the means, motive, and opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in, strangely enough, he was in all the locations where he, where the Zodiac was.
Yes.
Here's what the giveaway was. Watching the show last night, and believe it or not, Arthur Lee Allen was also a dedicated father.
Yes.
And a husband. And his wife is still alive today. Mm-hmm. His wife is still alive. And she said to her son, because her son said, what are your thoughts on this? And the mother started to laugh.
Wow.
Which was a very strange, 92, Leon. He died 92, so it's been a long time. Mm-hmm. It's been a long time for Arthur Lee Allen. But yeah, his wife said that she started laughing and she said to her son, don't believe everything you read. And he said to her, I'm not believing everything I read, but you have to understand that this guy that you were with, this man that you married, the guy that you loved.
Yes.
He had this whole other life that you didn't know anything about. And I guess maybe she was in denial.
Could have been.
I'm like, but like serious. Some people, Amelia, they're in such serious denial. Like, you could drop the safe in front of them and they'll swear there's nothing there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll tell you it's something right there, and it's really something else to them, or it's right in front of them, but it's invisible to them, or something like that.
Exactly, right there, right there. It's something else to them.
Mhm.
It's something else. That's it. So listen, I have a couple announcements to make before we do
Yes.
anything. Our show on John F. Kennedy, all three shows we did with Dan Luzader. Oh my God, the reaction that we got from those shows. I have gotten, I get emails all day from some legit and a lot, goofy stuff.
Oh
You
yeah, of
know,
course we're gonna
that
get
want
those.
us to do wrestling. I'm not going to do wrestling stuff in it. I'm done. I'm done with the wrestling. Okay. I'm going to do a Benoit show because people are bugging me for it. Plus, it's not really a wrestling show per
It's more of a
se.
conspiracy kind of thing,
It's a
if you
conspiracy.
will.
It's a murder suicide conspiracy thing show,
Mhm.
right? The only connection to wrestling is that Chris Benoit was a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's it. Aside from that, that's it. We're not doing any wrestling stuff.
No.
What we are going to do after and this is going to be our last celebrity interview for a little while. We have not next week, next week actually.
This week,
No, this
actually,
week. Oh,
November
this week.
1st. November 1st.
Kevin Sorbo will be here Friday night. We will have Kevin Sorbo. He will be our last celebrity interview until I call Tanya Tucker and invite her on the show.
Yes.
Um, Finally got a hold of Tanya's number. Um, I'm going to have her on here. I want to see if I can get her and Lacey J on the same show.
Yes.
I love to have that show. Oh
Oh,
man.
outlaw ladies.
Oh, outlaw. Oh yeah. Outlaw country. We'll call it outlaw country.
Mhm.
I like to have them two on. Um, Let me think. I was going to say. Oh yeah. So it's going to be Kevin's going to be our last celebrity guest for a little bit. We're changing format dramatically. Dramatic change of format here. We do a lot of various topics on the show, all kinds of topics. We're going to stick with one general topic, and then we're going to cover everything under that topic. So, what we are doing effective immediately is we are going into conspiracy mode.
Yay.
And that's all, that is all we will do. We're going to do murder conspiracy, celebrity conspiracy, government conspiracy, anything that you can put a conspiracy on, in or around, you're going to find it here. We're going to
Yes.
do it. That includes revisiting CERN, the Matrix, the Mandela effect, simulation theory, which is
Right.
we're talking about tonight. Tomorrow night, talking about what are we talking about tomorrow night?
In plain sight.
Oh yeah, hiding in plain sight. That's
Okay,
a
yes.
big conspiracy,
Very much so.
big one. We're going to have Dan Luzader back for that one tomorrow night too. Um, yeah, we already asked him. He said he would join us. All
Oh,
right,
absolutely. He said he'd say yes in a heartbeat. Yes.
oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love having Dan on the show. He's a smart guy.
Yes.
He's a little smarter than me, and that's saying something. What are you laughing at? I'm being serious. He's laughing at me. So listen, what else is going on with you? What did I miss everything? Anything at all? You cleaning
No,
up from the hurricane?
no, it's we finally are able to see our street, which is unbelievable, and a lot of people are starting to finally clean up around here. It's like starting to get back to the norm, as they say.
Did you lose any people in your area?
Not where I live, but we did have some casualties, of course, in Zephyr Hills. And the sad
Yeah,
part about it is that they said that where we had no flood zone, there was flooding.
yeah,
And there still is a lot of flooding that people are still trying to recover from Hurricane Helene. And
yeah.
of course, adding to that, the lakes are starting to get flooding again, which is
Oh, and
Unbelievable.
Hurricane Helene was first, and then right behind it, you guys got hit with Hurricane Milton,
Milton,
like
yeah,
just a couple of weeks later.
just a couple weeks
Now,
later,
you
and
live in an area called Zephyr Hills. So,
mhm.
describe that area to me, Amelia. Like, what's geographically, what's it look like?
Well, it's more like a swampy type of area. There's not a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
people, but they're starting to get bigger because next to us is a town called Wesley Chapel, which we're either Zephyr Hills or Wesley Chapel, depending on the zip code. But Wesley Chapel's starting to grow a lot. So they're building a lot of
Yeah.
houses, townhomes, which we're
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by. And back behind us was a farmhouse,
Mm-hmm.
basically like a ranch. But he sold the property, so they're building a lot of houses behind us and
So
in front of us.
Zephyr Hills is primarily open land, open
Yes.
swampy land. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, we have an area over here like that. It's called Philadelphia. No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
And,
Um,
it's really bad if it's real swampy,
yeah,
of course, as you know, it gets real high in water,
yeah,
and the well, when it gets to start with the water and it gets higher and higher and higher, and there's
yeah.
a sinkholes. We get real bad sinkholes here,
Oh wow, yeah.
and if you go down the same road if you go down a certain road, you
Hmm.
can't pass it because it's blocked until maybe November 1st, maybe longer because it's a huge sinkhole
Did
right
you
now.
see that one? There was a sinkhole that swallowed a house.
Yes.
Did you see that? I
Yeah.
can't even
Mhm.
believe that, but it's the truth. It swallowed a house.
Mhm.
I saw a sinkhole devour a car
Yes.
with somebody in it. Thank
Mhm.
God they got out.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, God, they got out.
this one was just down the road. It's, not too far from my daughter's house, actually. So my
Yeah,
daughter has to come around this way and go around a certain road, and she has to go, like, a detour to Tampa.
right. Gotcha.
So, it's horrible, but
Interesting. Yeah,
in
it's a mess. I'll tell you what. I'm grateful for the people in Florida that you know, fortunately a lot of people made it. You're always going to have casualties,
Mhm.
but let me just say, we pray for all the casualties, but it could have been a hell of a lot worse,
Well, you know,
and we're
the
grateful that it wasn't. Um,
Medium Valentine, the one that we had on our show at one time,
yeah,
the psychic medium, she pretty much lost her home because she had a lot of flooding in her home,
yeah,
and so she has to rebuild as well, but like I said,
right.
luckily we did, and, we're just gonna start back from the norm, as they say, and continue, and, hopefully we get back, but now as, we're starting to get back,
Yeah,
November 3rd is gonna be, is it, we fall back our clock, so don't forget November 3rd.
right.
I get
Yeah,
everybody early.
yep. And that's on a Sunday, I think,
Sunday,
the third,
yes.
right?
Mhm,
Okay.
but we gain an hour of sleep on Saturday, so don't forget.
Oh, I won't forget.
I
You
know,
ain't gotta
right?
remind me. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
Mhm,
So let me ask you a question then. We're
mhm.
doing our show tonight. We're going to talk about
Yes.
simulation theory. You have any idea what simulation theory is?
Yeah,
You know what that is?
it's like a video game that people do think that we're living in, like, people were being controlled by something or someone.
It's kind of bizarre, isn't it?
I know, I feel like it sometimes.
Explain to people and I know you're pretty good. Now I bust her chops all the time, folks, but yeah, she's smart. She's a smart girl. I have to remind her once in a while that she is. What are you laughing? I'll knock you out. Um, but the truth is that what they're saying is, I say they.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah, you're right, though.
Elon
You're
Musk
right
is,
saying.
probably one of the smartest guys on the planet, right? He's
Yes.
certainly the richest. We know that, but he is like one of the richest guys. He's in the top five, okay,
Yes.
and I think he's like number one or two.
Mhm.
He says, when he opens his mouth, I listen.
Oh, yeah.
So he says he believes that we are living in a simulation controlled by a master player.
Yes.
Okay. It's what he's saying is not, and you're going to laugh at me when I tell you this. You might shake your head and go, maybe Mad Dog is right. Maybe he's not so mad. Um, what he's saying is a lot like what religious people say about God. People say God is in control of everything.
Right.
Well, the simulation people are saying that, this master player is in control of everything.
Right.
Um, Simulation theory is the idea, and it's also been called simulation hypothesis, but here's the gist of it. And so follow me. It's the idea that we are being controlled by something bigger than us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perhaps, one person, perhaps a limited group of people, but the idea is that we are somehow living in this alternative reality.
Yes.
I would not have believed that 20 years ago. But then when you start talking about Nelson Mandela dying twice, now you got my attention. When you talk about, you know, people, people who should have been dead that are not dead, okay, that gets a little creepy.
Yes.
But it ties into simulation theory. The simulation theory also suggests and has its roots, by the way, in Western philosophy. It's been debated as philosophical discourse. It's been, in some circles, contrived to fit a narrative of certain people. But if you think with an open mind and a free thought, free and critical thinking mindset, it makes sense that we would be in a simulation because humanity, as fucked up as it is,
Yes.
can't come up with this kind of shit on its own.
No, of course
We
not.
just can't. We're not that smart, okay? I hate to say it that way, but it's the
Yeah.
truth.
No, I mean
We're
you're
just not
absolutely
that
right.
smart, folks. I'm sorry.
No, because like
Um,
you'll be like thinking it's one, like for example, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you'll just be working, and you'll just work,
well,
work, work, and then
here's what it was for me. I'll be
hmm
honest with you. Years ago, I remember hearing about Nelson Mandela.
yeah,
Okay, he died. Okay,
yes,
now, okay, so we accept that.
hmm
Now, here years later, we hear that he's not dead.
right,
Okay, but then he died again.
yes,
How does a person die twice? How does Sally Field go from saying, "You like me, you really like me," to saying, "Right now, you like me a lot"?
yeah, that's not.
And I have the video.
hmm
I have the video
Right,
of Sally Field saying, "You like me, you really like me," coming out of her mouth.
exactly,
Okay.
or
And it's not
or
been altered. It's not been touched. It's not been
mhm,
edited.
right.
It's as it happened. And there it is. Complete with commercials, too, by the way.
Yeah, and remember I was telling you about the thinker statue and Dobie Gillis, how it went from this to this,
Yeah. Well, we got several versions of that. We're going to talk about that.
and
But it I don't want to get down the Mandela rabbit hole because
yeah,
the
it's weird.
hold on, Amelia, please.
Mhm.
The rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper the further out you go. You can
Exactly.
talk about the Mandela effect, the Matrix, all this other stuff. It all ties into simulation theory.
Right?
Okay. And why does it? Because we never had to deal with any of this stuff.
Right.
until a certain point in history when everything seemed to change. The entire world and literally the whole planet shifted
Yes.
as if throwing us in a whole nother dimension.
Absolutely.
It's what Rod Serling would call the Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're living in the fucking Twilight Zone right now. And if
Oh,
you don't believe it, look out there at the people running for president.
yes.
Look at what people will do to get elected. Never in my lifetime have I seen a time where so few controlled so many. Never in my lifetime have I ever seen a time where free speech, rights, freedom of expression, artistic expression, the ability to say what you mean and mean what you say. Never in my lifetime have I ever seen all of that disappear as it is right now.
Correct.
I'm going to give you a perfect example. And you'll understand why I motherfucking hate the cocksucker gooks at that fucking China land called TikTok. Okay?
Yes.
There's Isaac. I swear I can't make this shit up. There's a guy on my TikTok that follows me there.
Mhm.
His name is Dyke Stabler. That's his name, Dyke Stabler.
Mhm.
Okay? He wrote something to me and I responded to him. I said, Dyke, what am I looking at? What am I supposed to see here? Do you know that they put a strike against me for using the word dyke?
Wow.
That's the guy's name.
Huh.
That's his fucking name is Dyke Stabler. You can't make this up.
Hmm.
You can't. You cannot. I promise you. You cannot make this up. This is the kind of ridiculous, and that's why I don't believe that God's in charge anymore.
No.
I think if God were in charge right now, all this shit would stop. He'd go, okay, enough nonsense. Let's get back to being grown-ups here. Okay? Can we all like just kind of fucking get along?
Exactly.
And I can hear God talking like that too. Because I think God talks more like me than he does you. You know? Because you're, polite and everything. You and my wife are like that. You're very polite.
Right.
Me, I don't give a fuck. And I think that's how God is. God's like, you know what? I don't give a shit. You're going to do what I fucking tell you. And that's that. All right. Yes, sir. No problem. So, and hey, you're going to argue with him? Please.
No.
Good luck with that one. Yeah, good luck with that one. Yeah. So I think, the problem on several levels is I think the whole idea of simulation theory has some credibility behind it. I really got to tell you. Hey, Ruffian's here.
Hey.
There he is. My boy Ruffian. The Sims there. So, yeah. Daylight in the dark area. You know what? Ruffian, we're going to talk about this. I'm going to leave that up here for a second. The world ended. We're just living in a post-world. And you know what? Elon Musk said the same thing. Elon Musk said the same thing. He said the world ended. We're just now catching up to it.
Yes.
We're just now catching up to it. Which has got to be better than it fucking was before.
Mm-hmm.
We got to take, I don't know, maybe I like the old days anyway. I'm old school. I like, I don't adapt to change very well because I don't like to change. I like the way things are. I'm old school. Call me old school, old fashioned. I mean, whatever. Old mentality. Yeah, I am. What are you gonna fucking do about it? Okay, I'm old school. But But I want to bring this up with Ruffian. I definitely believe in game simulation theory. I saw an ad to purchase daylight in a dark area for 4 hours. Ruff, tell everybody what you mean. And first of all, thank you for being here. The other thing I want to talk to Ruffian about, and I'm glad you're here. We are doing our election night show on on Tuesday night, November 5th. Ruffian, stick around with me after the show's over. I want to talk to you. Okay, so just a heads up to stick around with me. Amelia,
Yes.
your thoughts, simulation theory. Give me some of where your head's at.
Yeah, I believe in that because I mean, all of a sudden it's like a Monday to me, and but it's really a Thursday. I'm like, where did my days go? I feel like I've lost days.
You said something very important.
Hmm.
Where did the days go?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question,
Hmm.
and anybody in the chat room or listening or watching can answer this. Do you believe time goes faster and slower within the same day?
Well, I think it's gonna be slower because, like, I'll be
No, that's not what I'm asking you.
slower.
That's not, no, listen to what I'm asking you. I'm
Okay.
asking you a question.
Okay.
Listen to my question.
Hmm.
Do you believe that time goes faster and slower in the same day? It's
Well,
a yes or no answer.
I would say yes
Okay, explain to me why you believe that to be.
because I'll be working and then all of a sudden I'll look at the clock and then to me
That's what I'm looking for. You went right there.
Mhm,
You went right there for me. I believe that to be the case too.
mhm,
And here's why I believe it. Not only the clock theory, which
mhm.
you turn around, look at the clock, it's 12 o'clock.
Right.
Go back to work, look at the clock, it's 10 after 2. Where the
Yeah,
hell did the last 2 hours go?
exactly.
That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, Albert Einstein already proved it. He already proved it. He called it the lap effect, where time overlaps on itself.
Yes.
In other words, like this. Imagine a piece of paper, right?
Right?
Imagine instead of the square piece of paper,
Mhm.
here's what you got.
Mm.
It flips over on itself.
Right.
Okay, so now all of a sudden you got this. Instead of going from here to here, you don't have to travel that far.
Right.
Okay, here's where you're going. Instead of going across, you're just going to go, whoop, there you go. See how close I am?
Yeah, it's weird how it does that.
It's called, they called that the lap effect. Albert Einstein called it the lap effect.
And then what about like deja vu? Like I've been here before. Do you think it like time
Oh no,
freezes
that's a whole
on
no. That's
no?
a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother show.
It
But
feels
write that
weird.
down. We'll talk about that because I got some very interesting
Yeah,
thoughts on deja vu.
because that
But
feels
no, but
weird
that's
to me.
got nothing to do with this. I
And
think what people need to understand
mhm,
when you talk about simulation theory, you're talking about the notion, the idea, the principle that physics don't matter.
right.
And guess what?
Mhm,
They don't. The law of physics disappears
mhm.
in simulation theory. Why? Because someone else is in control of it. And people fail to realize that.
Right.
All of these brilliant people, the talking heads, they need to spend more time listening and less time talking because they're getting it wrong.
Exactly.
Okay? And who am I to tell? I'm a short, fat, big mouth radio guy from Jersey that has to tell them. And if I got to be the one, okay, I'll take it. Why not? But here's the thing, though. Somebody needs to do it. And the talking heads are getting it wrong. It's not that, look, it's not rockets. It's literally not rocket science, okay? It's not, Amelia, it's a talk show. I can't
Oh,
listen.
I know.
I
I'm
can't hear
listening
a
to
shaking your
you.
head.
I'm not interrupting you, so go ahead and talk.
Oh, no, why should now be any different? Go ahead.
No, but I understand what you're talking about. But it's like how many people, like everybody's got like assigned to so many people. Is how I feel like everybody's on a computer and they are saying, okay, this person's gonna be doing this person's gonna be doing that, or saying this at this time, and we're gonna be going to so many different Eastern, Pacific, and this person's gonna be like daylight time is gonna be on this side for
Yeah.
now, and then this
Well,
gonna be
tell
dark
them.
on this side, and when the sun's rising in China, then it's gonna be dark in the northern and northern America, South America. So we're gonna be okay handling this part of the universe, and this is what they're gonna be doing.
It's an interesting statement. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you believe that the moon
Mhm.
is a real planet, or did someone put it there?
I believe it was put there. I don't think it's a real
I
planet.
do too. And guess what else?
What
You
else?
ready for this?
Hmm.
You know who Miku Pachiu is?
Never heard of the name.
He's one of the brightest scientists in the world. He comes from Japan.
Hmm.
Okay? And Miku, who is fucking brilliant, says the moon could not have been randomly placed where it was. It
Really?
didn't just happen to be there. It happened to be at the one place in the universe, the one and only place in the universe capable of sustaining life.
Right.
Okay?
Hmm.
Let me say that again. It's the only it's the only place in the universe that can sustain life, where we and the moon are. No other planet can sustain life. Why? Too hot, too cold,
Right.
too much ammonia, too much radiation, not enough this, too much that. You get where we're going?
Right.
The balance of properties here
Hmm.
is just, it's like the Goldilocks effect, they call it. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Just right. Yes.
So that's what we're talking about.
Mhm.
That's what we're talking. It didn't just happen. Somebody, we believe somebody put it there. Who put it there? Was it God, or was it the game masters? That's where we're going. You get where we're going with this. Okay. This is why religion, theology, and theism, Gnosticism are going to butt heads.
Yes.
It's already happening. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing it right now. They're already cracking heads over simulation theory, because you can't, with simulation theory, you got to be all in or you're not. It's all in or all out.
Right.
You can't be, well, I might kind of believe that. No, it don't work that way. You're all in. Hey, CG's here.
So
Listen, CG brother, look, I appreciate you. I really do, but we're going to have to say goodbye to you, okay, with the Benoit stuff. I told everybody we'll do a Benoit show, but I don't want to hear it anymore. You're done.
So it's like, so you feel that we are like any flower that we touch, we're actually touching the flower and smelling it, or do you think it's
That's,
simulation?
what, okay, are we? Or is the sense already put in our mind and nose?
Mhm.
That's simulation theory. It's a perfect example.
Yeah.
When you pick a flower and smell it, are you smelling the flower, or are you smelling what's already in your nose? The Bible's got a lot to say about that, by the way, too. Interesting stuff. I'll tell you what. Listen, we are. Damn, that was a fast half hour. Hold.
Wow,
We gotta
already.
do. Yeah, I gotta do a commercial. I gotta do commercials from Spotify. I mean Shopify. Spotify. We're already on Spotify.
Right?
We'll be right back,
Very
folks.
similar.
Yep.
Your customers expect to buy what they want, how they want. So you need a commerce platform that's flexible, customizable, and crazy fast. Shopify Plus is built to handle the complexity of your business, so you can focus on your brand and deliver a seamless customer experience across every device, country, and channel. Save time by turning manual tasks into powerful automated workflows. Target key markets with local currencies and unlimited storefronts. Increase conversion with personalized shopping and checkout experiences. And sell out in seconds, knowing we won't hold you back. Partner with the best commerce platform.
Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0. Your balls will thank you, and so will we. What's the buzz? America's Best Podcast is back with our campaign, Be a Buddy, Not a Bully. There's enough bullying going on in the world, folks. Grown-ups bullying each other, kids bullying each other. It's time to put an end to the bully. No more. Join WWTF Radio's Be a Buddy, Not a Bully campaign. If you need a reminder of what it's like, Amelia did a full 1-hour show about how she was bullied as a kid and as an adult. And so I encourage you to watch that. She really opened up about it.
Yes.
And so remember, everybody has somebody, okay? Everybody that you bully has a mom, a dad, siblings. There's somebody out there for everybody. So the next time, do yourself a favor, do everyone else a favor. Be a helper, not a herder, okay? Be a friend, not a foe. Be a buddy, not a bully. Thanks to our friend Moonchild for that campaign. Be a buddy, not a bully. And this is 88.7 BRS Global Broadband Radio, WWTF. I'm the Mad Dog, she's the Pitbull, and this is Simulation Theory. Talked about this, Amelia. I think we did this previously. We may have done this. I'm wanting to say, oh, God, probably a year ago.
Could have been or so, because we didn't really get into the depth of it. But you know how we were talking about the smelling of the flower? What about like if we like the animals? Are we really eating as well? Do you think, or was that just
I have thoughts on that. What do you think? What's your sense tell you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we really see if those are real cows that we see out there. I mean, could they be real? Because I know that we have to drink milk from the cows. I mean, I don't know if they're real cows. Are we really drinking real milk? Is that something that we see out there every day?
I believe. See, I have this mindset that yes, they're real. I believe. It's interesting though, because I'm going to talk about something Bill Gates said. He said the way he worded it was very, very interesting. I don't like Bill Gates. Everybody who watches the show knows that I just don't like the man.
Yeah,
I think he's evil as the day is long. I think that he thinks he's going to live forever. Nobody lives forever.
No.
Even Henry Kissinger, who's 103, can barely move, doesn't know his name anymore, and looks like a walking piece of skin. I'm sorry, but that's the only way I can describe it.
at that age. Yes.
And so, yeah, here's what Bill Gates said. He wants everyone on planet Earth to be vegetarian.
Mm.
That's what he said. To the point where he is spending so far of his own money. So far, Bill Gates spent almost $1 trillion, not a million, not a billion, almost $1 trillion of his own money to get meat out of the supermarkets. Remember you and I, Amelia, did a show on meat glue?
Yes, we did.
Okay, guess what?
Mhm.
I bought steaks and a piece of meat that looked beautiful
Mm-hmm.
until I cooked it and it all fell apart. All the meat glue cooked right off it.
Oh my goodness.
My wife said to me, you know, Anita, she's got no filter, my wife. My wife said, I don't want to hear any more about this. I just want to enjoy my...
You want to enjoy her steak, right?
Yeah, I just want to enjoy my steak. I don't want to hear no more about meat glue. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Okay, dear. Yes, you got it.
Yes, dear.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, you got it. Anyway, but this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, for real.
Mhm.
Simulation theory, it's a very unusual, it's a strange subject, but here's the thing. From the first show that we did to now, it has picked up, it's ramped up in a huge, huge way. Because it's not just conspiracy kooks like us talking about it.
It's not.
It's
Absolutely.
now doctors and lawyers, scientists, doctors, not just like medical doctors, but like scientific doctors, doctors of philosophy, PhDs, not just MDs anymore.
No, it's not. Not anymore.
All these, these brain trusts, these what I call the talking heads,
Yes.
really what they are. They're really called the thinking out loud heads. Because
Right.
none of them have any suggestions. All they're really doing, if you listen to them, and I challenge you to do this, if you listen to them, they're only talking out loud. They're thinking out loud. That's all they're doing.
Yes, they are. That's
They're not suggesting any solutions. They're asking more questions. I ask questions 4 nights a week over here. Guess
Wait.
what?
Wait.
Nobody gives a shit except the people listening. And Rosie and Leon and now Rosie and Gigi, who I just banned for bringing a Captain Miserable. He's back. In my simulation, I get to give Amelia. God bless you, brother.
There
You
go.
can have that all night long.
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
He's sweet on you, know that.
Oh,
Anyway,
there you go.
that's Captain Miserable. I love Captain Miserable. He's
Me
a
too.
character, man. Let's see, Ruffians. Oh, I'm sorry, Ruff. So virtual reality is dragging people
Yeah,
into
it
it.
is.
Yes. Let's talk about that. The virtual reality effect. Remember years ago, and this shows you how far back this goes. This shows you how long we have been conditioned to this. Amelia, when do you remember for the first time ever seeing virtual reality glasses?
Oh gosh, it
Yeah.
was a few years ago because my daughter bought this. I think it was a cell phone, and you get these virtual reality goggles with it, and you get to put them on, and you get a simulation of whatever you want, and you
Yep.
turn around, and it gets like you feel around, and it's creepy looking because you get to choose whatever you want.
When do you think the first set of virtual reality glasses hit the
Um,
market?
I'm gonna say probably the early '90s, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
What if I told you, Amelia,
Mhm.
that the very first set of virtual reality VR glasses,
Mhm.
the kind you put on your face with the strap in the back, what if
Right.
I told you the very first set was in the 1940s.
What? Really?
1947, to be
Mm.
precise.
Wow.
You know why? And you know how? They were using them for to do medical experiments on prisoners,
What?
largely prisoners
Uh-huh.
and African Americans who they experimented. Like, just we got to be look. It's a dark, dirty part of our history.
Yeah,
We got to talk about it. And African Americans and prisoners in the 1940s and early 50s, and they put these glasses on them and did experiments. In some cases, they tortured them. In some cases, it was sexual pleasure. But the idea was to see what kind of reaction they would get from what they were seeing in these goggles.
Wow.
In the 1940s.
That was.
If you think for one moment, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm making a bit of this up, please Google it. It's
Wow.
there. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's all part of MK Ultra.
That's what I was going to ask, if it was MK Ultra stuff.
Oh, what's what they did? Yeah, Amelia, how do you think they experimented on people?
Oh, yeah.
African Americans, black people,
Mhm.
and prisoners.
Yeah.
The two groups of people that they could give a shit about back in the day.
Mhm.
It's a different day now.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
you go, Leon. Here you go, Leon. Leon's got it. Here you go. Viewmaster was an early. Yes. You
Yes.
got. Do you remember Viewmaster?
Oh, yeah, I remember those. You could buy whatever you wanted back then.
And
any kind of thing.
Leon is absolutely 1,000% right.
Mhm.
Because I know I had a set.
Me too.
I had them.
Mhm.
Okay. Ruffians. I have virtual reality headset. It really fools the senses. Yes, it
Yeah.
really, really does. Do you know that the virtual reality, and we're going to talk about this, it's serious. The virtual reality glasses that he's talking about, the headsets,
Yes.
do you know that those headsets can simulate dreaming?
Oh, wow.
And now, let's talk about that because it's really critical. I want everyone to listen to me carefully because we got to talk about this. There are people who say and believe in their heart of hearts. I happen to be one of them who believe in their heart of hearts that dreaming is a connection
Right.
to that simulation theory, that it connects you with that level.
Wow.
Have you ever dreamt of something and 2 or 3 days later it came true?
Yes, something similar.
Have
to
you
it.
ever dreamt of something and then woke up in the morning realizing that it was more real than you thought? I'll give you a perfect example.
Mhm.
Remember in the movie Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yes, I remember that
Okay.
movie. Mhm.
Laurie goes to sleep,
Mhm.
right? Freddy comes into her dream, okay?
Right.
And she grabs his hat
Right.
off his head, and then she wakes up.
Right.
When she wakes up, she's holding his hat.
Right.
She pulled it out of the dream. Guess what?
What?
I can't make this up. That scene was based on a real event.
Wow.
Now, hear me out though. It wasn't a killer in the in the real life situation.
Right.
In the real life situation, it was the woman's father. She didn't want her father to go. So she tried to grab him,
Right.
and all she could reach was his hat.
What's that?
And she pulled it, and when she woke up, she had his hat.
Mm.
And everyone in the sleep study room at the hospital, by the way, it's documented,
Right.
okay, Cambridge University in England, this happened. Okay? She had the hat in her hand. And they were beside themselves. The woman, by the way, is still alive today. She's in her 70s, but she's still
Wow.
alive.
Well, I remember having a dream where I was wearing a different nightgown when I went to sleep, and I woke up with a different nightgown when I woke up from a dream. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the idea is, it's really not an idea, it's a reality, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. The reality is that time doesn't exist. Here's the basic gist of it.
Right.
We look at our watch and we go, oh, well, it's 2:00, it's 2:30, whatever. Time does not exist.
Mhm.
It's only something that exists in our mind. Time does not exist. There's no reference of time anywhere. Okay?
Right.
In this reality. That's why some days are shorter, some days are longer.
Yes. It feels
Some
like that all
days
the time.
you wake up and it feels like the day's never going to end.
Right.
Some days you wake up and
it's
you're already coming home from work.
exactly. It's
Okay?
like this. It just happens in a snap.
And some days, like today for me,
Hmm.
I got more shit done today than I have in a week.
Wow.
Everything just came together. I got everything done I needed. Not for the show, for my life, things around the house, trying to clean up a
Yes.
little bit. Everything. Everything. Remarkable. I want to go back to our chat here. I'm going to see who's up here. Captain Israel says, I still have my Viewmaster and it has a Batman. Yes, I remember them. I had Batman, I had Superman, and I had, oh God, what else did I have? Oh, oh damn. I had, oh, the other one, I remembered it. It was Thunderbirds Ago. Thunderbirds are a go. It was yeah, they had the Viewmaster, Thunderbirds. That was a big deal when I was a kid. Thunderbirds. Anyway, so Amelia, talk to me.
Yes.
Your experiences, frighten you? Made you take stock? Explain to me what your experiences in virtual reality have done to you. How did they make you feel?
It like made me feel like all of a sudden it's like, did I lose time? Did I lose
Did you lose your mind?
It felt like
Yeah.
it sometimes, because it's like I'll be sitting there, working, and all of a sudden it's like 1:00, and then I thought, okay, well maybe I'll look up again. Maybe it's 2:00, and it's like 3 minutes later. I'm like, wait a minute, I feel like I've been.
Have you
longer.
ever stopped and said to yourself, "Am I going fucking nuts?
Yeah.
Am I going crazy?" Like,
Yes.
I know that I did this earlier,
Yes.
and why is it not done?
Yeah. Why is it not done?
I know I sat down and I did this. Am I losing my fucking mind?
Yeah. Or I'll be like going through an aisle of a grocery store, and the price is like maybe $1.09 or something, and I look back up and it's like $1.59. It's like, wait a minute, I know
Okay,
I saw
I've seen that one. Go ahead.
that
I'm with you.
I saw that it was $1.09, but why is it $1.59? I swear it said $1.09. Why did the price change within
Been there, done that one. Yes, ma'am. I've been there,
Why
done that.
did it change?
Crazy.
And it's like, wait a minute, am I going loony or something? Because I know that's
Well, are you asking me? Are you going loony? Yeah, you are, but that's not part of the show.
No, but I mean, it's like, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, and then I'll like go into the room, and I'm like, okay, I come back here, and I'm like, I know I set this down here. Why is it not there? Where is?
You better talk to your boyfriend, okay?
What?
Because he says I used to time travel quite frequently. Looking back, I think it was the bourbon.
You never know. It could have been the alcohol, right? because I've done that too, right? You think about that. But I mean, have you ever done that
Yeah,
where you sat something down and you know you sat it
I
down
think
for one?
Amelia's having too much of an effect on Captain Miserable. Might have to give him something a little less potent to drink there, Emil.
Hey, we got beer, right?
Gee,
PBR.
beer. You
No,
want to
but
give him any alcohol? He needs a glass of milk right now for crying out loud.
some I'll drink the unsweet tea, you can have the sweet tea. But yeah, also too is like, when you think you've done something and wait a minute, like you've done or you've laid something down somewhere and you put it there and then
Yeah,
you'll go back and you're like, okay,
yeah.
I know I put it there. Where
Here's
did it go?
something a lot of people did, and I'm glad that, and Ruffy, and thank you for sharing,
Hmm.
because this is something that's serious that a lot of people experience this. He says, I had a dream about a game called Silent Hill 2. It was a story about a man lost his wife. I lost my wife 20 years later. Then just remade it. They just remade it, and it dropped 3 days before her birthday. It broke
Wow.
me. Yeah, brother, my heart, and Amelia and I both say this
Yeah.
together, that our hearts go out to you.
Yes, they do.
And you know what? You're a brave man for sharing. Yeah, it will break you, but you know what? What does not kill us only serves to make us stronger. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that with every fiber of my being. Because
Oh, absolutely.
if one day I'm gonna, Amelia did a show about her life. I'm gonna sit here one day by myself and tell you what I've been through. Okay,
Hmm.
trust me,
Yeah.
I've been through some stuff.
And I know that my uncle recently just
But I
passed
try not
away.
to dwell on it. I try to take
Hmm.
what I've been through and give other people the benefit of not having to make the mistakes I did or go through the
Hmm.
pain I
Me too.
did, you know. Look at this, man. That's a fast hour.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
And I know that she'll come to you and visit you in your dreams because my uncle, my dad's brother, he loved us so much that he was like a second dad to me. And he recently passed away, and he came to me in my dreams not too long ago and told me he
Yeah,
loved me and he misses me and he watches over me. And
right.
recently he came to
Well,
me.
yeah, what do we got coming up?
Tomorrow we have Dan Laziter. He's coming to talk to us again, be our guest on our show, and we're going to be talking about hiding in plain sight, stuff that's hiding in plain sight. We're going to be talking
Yes,
about that
indeed. Is
tomorrow
it?
with Dan Laziter.
Yep.
And we have returning guests Tamara Thorne and Alistair Cross, horror authors that are returning to talk to us about what
Halloween
they've been up.
mischief night, right?
Yes, Mischief Night.
Halloween, we are off Halloween, but
Yes.
on Friday,
Mhm.
we will be here Friday night with television's Hercules,
Yes.
actor Kevin Sorbo, who has
Mhm.
not one, but four
Sure.
new movies out.
Mm-hmm.
And he
He was.
better give me more than a 30-minute interview and let me ask more than a half a question.
Right. And he's
Gee.
doing this on his own too. He was smart enough to leave Hollywood.
Well, look, that's a no-brainer, you
Yeah,
know?
he's
The
really
other
good
thing
for
I
what
want
he's
to tell everybody is that we are no longer going to have the number of celebrity guests that we've had. We've had a great run. We're going to do what brought us to the dance, which
doing.
is conspiracies,
Right.
conspiracy theories, conspiracy stories, truth, murders. Um, what do you want to call it? God, to see here.
Conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, anything that's like, and people like, we're talking about any number of conspiracies. For example, Jamie Foxx, celebrity conspiracy. Let's talk about Hollywood conspiracies, religious conspiracies,
Mhm.
governmental conspiracies. We got a list it's never ending. Trust me when I tell you, I got this. How many? You remember that list that we put together?
Oh yeah,
That
we've got
conspiracy
quite a
list?
few.
Quite a few. It was like 80 of them.
Yeah.
and I just thought of about 5 more. Anyway, well,
Oh my
listen,
goodness, Captain
we
Miserable. You got
yeah, right. Well, listen, I want to tell everybody thank you for being here. It is Monday night, October 28th. Tomorrow, we will have Dan Lazader talking about hiding in plain sight.
yes.
On Wednesday, Mischief Night, we'll have two horror goth authors,
Mhm.
Tamara Thorne and Alistair Cross. We've been here before. We love them. We're good people. And then, of course, Friday night, television and film actor Kevin Sorbo is a friend of the show. He'll be back on Friday night.
Yes.
And then Amelia and I will get into the groove of our conspiracy stuff right in
Yeah.
time for Thanksgiving. And we got some, oh boy, we got some holiday conspiracies for you guys.
We
Yes,
sure do.
indeed. So, on behalf of Amelia the Pitbull Jetman, I'm Angelo, the Mad Dog DeCipio, and this is What's the Buzz? America's best podcast. Take care, folks. We'll see you next time.